Now, tributes continue to pour in following the death of renowned chef, food writer and editor Dorah Sitole. She died on Sunday at the age of 67. I'm now joined by Collen Sitole, the Sitole family spokesperson. Collen, thank you so much for your time at this very difficult time. I do appreciate that you would want to say a few words just in remembrance of the late Dorah. Firstly, Collen, I have to ask, how are you and how's the family doing?
Unati, I think we are doing well. The family is strong. And I think we are strengthened by all the messages we've been getting from South Africans at large. And I mean, I would also like to take this opportunity to thank each and every South African that has been sending messages. They have kept us strong through this difficult time. You know, the tributes have been coming in, and we thank everybody. And, we understand the times we are living in now. COVID times, not everybody can come and be with us, but we know that people are with us out there and they are supporting the family. But thank you very much.
Collen, perhaps let's take this time, as I said, just to remember Dorah. I mean, I remember as a young child trying my cooking out in the kitchen, cutting out some of her recipes in many of the magazines where she has written. What are your earliest memories of her and your fondest memories?
Look, Mina, I know Dorah as my mom. She's been Mama Dorah ever since. And, everybody knows the Mama Dorah, the cook, but we know Mama Dorah, the Mama Dorah, where growing up, we'd visit them at the house. But what I can tell you about her is she was very humble. She was very soft-spoken. You'd never hear her shout. So hence, all the kids enjoyed her because you knew that you could get away with all the wrong things and she'll never shout at you. So, but ever since her passing, we get to know that we were actually living with a celebrity. As family, we don't see you as a celebrity. We just, Mama was in Ninja, that's it. But yeah, we realized that we were living with an icon. But as a family as well, you know what? You can feel that the matriarch of the family is gone. And the space she's leaving, it's a big one. And that's where we're at now.
Now, of course, you said we know her as a celebrity, and I mean, she was also a pioneer, a national treasure, as it were, because I recall that government used to send her out to several, countries to represent South Africa, which is a huge feat. And she also pioneered, the writing space in terms of cooking, because as a first Black writer, it was huge back then, as it most certainly is huge now. Talk to us about the different facets that she held, from chef to mother to author.
Look, her cooking, you cannot be compared to any. I mean, we enjoyed her cooking, and she traveled a lot. And I mean, the fact that government would send her into other spaces goes to show that her work was amazing, and she was doing great work. And for her to be in that space where not too many Black people would have seen that as a career is amazing. Because I mean, as we were growing up, there were very few professions that you could think of as something you could go into. But she has done a great job. I mean, as a mother, it's amazing. I mean, everybody knows. I mean, the Usbusiso, the son, is running a big, amazing company. Pumi is an actress featuring in a big overseas productions, and you can see that she's done her job in terms of raising amazing kids. And you know, as a family, she has always been there for the rest of the family. You know, it didn't matter who you are, where you come from. She would be accommodating, and she would take care of everyone. So she was a mother of the nation, basically, because we have seen many people which we don't know come in and out of her house, and you know, it's all because they wanted to tap into this knowledge that she had, and she's never turned anybody back, you know. And now we look at Mama Dorah, the author. I mean, you know, her amazing book that has just been launched. It's so sad that when you go through that book, you realize and you see that it feels like it's somebody that knew, because it's more like she was writing about her life story. And what an amazing way to close a chapter, you know, to write a book that talks about you, that has everything about you. And then, you know, in such a short space of time where we were about to enjoy what the fruits of this book. And I believe she also wanted to see this book grow and see the numbers, its selling numbers. But then that's the legacy she's left. We can only be grateful to God that she had given us such a gift, and but you know, in Him we trust, and as a family, that's the only person we can go back to say, Lord, we know your ways are larger than what we want, and He would never give us a burden that we can't handle. So we believe that. This journey, it's a new chapter in our lives without her, but we will make it good. She will be proud of us that are left here.
Now, Collen, you talk about, a closing a chapter in this spectacular way, which of course relates to her book, 40 Years of Iconic Food, which I also think is part of her legacy. Now, I would imagine that in the past couple of days before her unfortunate passing, she must have been at a very blissful and happy state, being surrounded by so many loved ones in the industry and family members celebrating, this book that she has just written, which spans her career.
Yes, you know, she was very happy about the book, and you know, the very I think on the 15th of December, I came and I was with her. I spent some time with her, and I was getting a few copies to be signed, which I had gotten for clients. And you know, she said so much about how she decided to write the book. And it's interesting that she decided to write the book during the first when we got lockdown started. And you know, for her to write that book, for her to have the vision to start writing a book during lockdown, which is what she said. You know, she said, you know, COVID actually helped me prepare something so amazing, which is a book I've always wanted to write. And she did it during COVID time. And for the book to be published and released in such a short space of time, you know, it's one of the things that say to me, you know, it somehow feels like she knew what was coming. And we were not prepared. You know, it happened too soon. But yeah, we are hoping that this book will be something that we can share with the whole of South Africa, where she is basically sharing about her life. You know, if you want to know the life of Mama Dorah and what she went through to be where she was today, where she was before her passing, you know, in that book you will get to know everything. It is so amazing how people can write something like that, and then we get confronted with such a difficult situation right now.
Absolutely. Now, as we wrap up this interview, Collen, again, thank you so much for your time. In terms of the plans around the memorial service, I mean, earlier we mentioned that a lot of her fans would like to know, how they can tap into that. Obviously, we know that with COVID, there's COVID-19, there's a lot of restrictions as it relates to burials and as it relates to memorial services. What are the next steps in terms of having a service in memory of Dorah?
Yeah, look, we we have come up with a program of events, and on Thursday we'll be having her memorial service at Rosebank Union Church, which will be starting at 12 midday. The memorial service will be streamed on. I think we'll confirm information exactly on how the streaming is going to work. But it is something that it will be open to industry and friends. But obviously, we need to respect the protocols around COVID. We can only have 50 people at the venue. So we will be inviting the main speakers and those that were extremely close. And, we know that there's other people that felt that they were very close to her, but there's nothing we can do. I mean, even us as family, we're sitting with a challenge that how do we get just 50 people into that service? So, yes, we hope people will understand. We will appreciate that they respect that from our side. And on Friday, it will be her final send off, which will be mainly family, and it will also be at the Rosebank Union Church. And yeah, that's about it. I think I don't have the finer details yet because we still need to consult with all the people that are involved in terms of the regulations to make sure that we don't go on the wrong side of the law, because we believe that we need to be responsible in how we do our things. And we plead with all South Africans to actually treat this pandemic seriously and do the right things. I mean, we've been requested to put on our masks just so. Here is my mask. I have it somewhere. Yeah, just so that people must do the right thing. It's the responsible thing to do. You are protecting yourself and you are protecting the people around you. So we are pleading as a family with everybody. Let us all hold hands together and make sure that we get out of this. We don't want to see another death coming out of this pandemic. It is one too many that we've experienced as a nation. So yeah, that is yeah, I did say funeral on Friday and then memorial on Thursday. Yes.
All right, Collen, thank you so much for your time. I know it is a very difficult time, even though we would love to celebrate Dorah. I mean, many South Africans are grieved about her passing. Thank you so much for taking the time. And on behalf of Newzroom Afrika and myself, we'd like to also extend our condolences to the rest of the family. That was Collen Sitole, family spokesperson for the Sitole family.